Hi, Sally.
Hi.
Thank you for answering our question. The first one will be, what did you feel when you first read Anne Lister's diaries, and what did you choose to make an adaptation?
When I first read one of her diaries, actually looking at one of the real diaries is quite an emotional experience. It's just extraordinary, and because there's so much detail in the diary, you just feel like she's speaking to you. It's like having a real emotional connection to this woman who's been dead for 200 years, but whose life is so vivid to us because the diaries are so detailed and so immediate. And Anne Lister has this extraordinary sort of Panglossian optimism about the world. You know, she's always very positive and optimistic, and she has this very uplifting outlook on the world. I admire Anne Lister is that she always puts her best foot forward, and she always has this get up and go attitude about the world.
Even though the whole is really dramatic, why is there some moments more light in the show? And is it a way to take a step back and play down? For example, the butler, he's always late. So it's like some kind of moments just to play down and have some more light moments.
Yeah, I mean, the way I write often, even when I write very dark things like Happy Valley, I always try and find humour within that because I think it's very real. I think in real life, I think people are funny in real life. I don't necessarily think that's incompatible with drama. I think, in real life when things are tough and difficult, as humans we will always find warmth and humour. And so I think for me it's very true, it's very authentic, it's a very real way in which we interact with each other. I think in life and in drama, humour is a tool that we all use to engage people with, and I think that works. That's how I like to write, and the fact that they get that and they can utilise that and perform it, I think is it makes me very happy.
That's the way you want to do it.
Yes.
Yes. Speaking of looks at the camera in the show, we've noticed it never occurs when Anne Lister is happy, and as soon as something bad happens, she keeps looking at the camera. So. What were your intentions when you decided to break the fourth wall?
For me, it was about representing that feeling you get when you're looking at one of the real journals. When you read one of the real journals, and she's saying something very intimate or expressive, or just the detail of it, you feel like it's her speaking straight to you because you're having that immediate relationship with this page of writing that she's written, that her hand is what moved across, and it does have a real emotional effect, and it was trying to recreate that emotional effect.
Was Serani Jones your first choice for the role of Anne, or does her performance in Dr. Foster convince you? And because we have the feeling also that the two women have a lot in common.
I found it hard to picture Anne Lister for a long time. I just know too much about her. Having read the diaries, I haven't read all the diaries because there are just too many of them, just too big. I will do one day. But because I knew so much about Anne Lister, I found it quite hard to picture in my mind's eye who could possibly play her.
Who would be the best fit? Yeah.
I think she is.
Yeah.
I think by a long way. I can't imagine anyone else doing it now. So Saran came in to read, and straight away I could see that she could do it, that she embodied so much about this fantastic woman. She's got fantastic physical energy, and she's got fantastic mental energy as well. So those were two big aspects of Anne Lister that I knew it would embody really well.
Sally, what is a good TV show?
I think a good TV show is something that gives you something new, something that you've never quite seen before. And it doesn't have to be, fireworks. It's often something quite subtle. I think it's often a new way of expressing something, a new way of defining character, or just a new way of telling a story. And I think some of the most groundbreaking shows of recent times have just done something slightly differently to other things, to other shows. I suppose an obvious one is Fleabag, the way the fourth wall was broken. You know, the fourth wall's been broken before, but for some reason, again, just a subtle difference about the way that was done. It just felt like it was brand new and it had never been done before. So I think it's people who find subtle ways of breaking the rules or even inventing brand new rules.
You have a lot of feminist characters in your shows. Would you consider your shows as being feminist?
Not consciously. I'm not a conscious feminist. I think I tell my stories from my own perspective, and I am a woman, so they do have a unique perspective because it's mine, and I'm just me. Well, particularly with Anne Lister wasn't a feminist. I think people are often disappointed that she's not a feminist, but she wasn't a feminist. She didn't believe in her, women's rights. She believed in her own rights. So, but I think it's the message that people get from a character like her can be regarded as a feminist message. I think it's been the response to Anne Lister on social media has been interesting in that so many people appear to have engaged with her on a level that's made them feel empowered. I think she's empowered people. I think she's made people feel that they have a right to be anywhere they want to be.
Thank you very much, Saly, for answering our questions.
Thank you.